Hello, Paul Stanley fans. I came upon some interesting news, and I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. Apparently, Paul Stanley, the Star Child himself, has dissed Unmasked and The Elder, saying that they're the shittiest Kiss records in an interview. I'm checking out the article now over on Loudwire. Kiss is probably like the third or fourth most talked about band on that website. And tomorrow they're gonna ask Corey Taylor or Dave Mustaine for their take on this bombshell that Paul Stanley just dropped on us. Anyway, Paul goes on to say that Unmasked has no balls. A harsh assessment indeed. Although I have to admit, folks, I'm inclined to agree with Paul here. I never really got into Unmasked. I appreciate that kind of power pop thing it seems to be going for. Because hell, that's what I just praised Dynasty for. But I think Dynasty shits on Unmasked. And even as I've gotten older, it still hasn't really clicked with me. And I mean, my tastes have softened with age in some ways. I mean, I like fucking Genesis Duke. I used to hate that record, but I like Genesis Duke now. But I even like, about half of Abacab, really. But hell, both of those are, better than Unmasked. Anyway, Paul goes on to dismiss music from The Elder. Oh no. Uh, Saying the band was trying to impress the critics at the time. What critics in 1981 were giving high scores to quasi metal pseudo prog like concept albums? Really, I mean, 1981, critics would have been into Talking Heads, The Clash, just the opposite of Kiss. You know what I mean? Fucking Gary Newman, just anything but Kiss, really, man. Um, And I mean, let's be honest, folks. I mean, I'll allow some debate when it comes to albums like Creatures, Lick It Up, even Animalize, and to a far lesser extent, Asylum. There's some debate to be had about like the merits of these records. But really, man, if you think The Elder is worse than Crazy Nights or Hot in the Shade, you're probably smoking crack. I mean, Psycho Circus, Monster. Who really cares about those records? I mean, no offense. I mean, I know there's someone out there saying like, "Oh, Revenge changed my life. It was the first album I ever bought." And yeah, that's fine. But the Elder just smokes it, smokes it. Um, but Paul was correct in the interview when he said that Alive is the best Kiss record. I mean, overall, I mean that is the best release. Um, I respect that he didn't pull that shit that old artists like to do, where they're like, "Oh, my favorite is the one I just put out." Now I'm sure Paul probably did say that Monster was their best record back in like 2012 or whenever, but when enough time passes, all of these old guys eventually come around and they're like, "Okay, you're right. I wrote better songs when I was 24 years old. You're right." I mean, dude, Kerry King, he's starting that new band and shit. That dude, I'm sure he would give his left nut to be able to get paid to play songs from the first two Slayer albums again. Even though he hates those records. That's right. Kerry King hates early Slayer. He's a God hates us all, Diabolus and Musica guy. Yeah, that's Kerry King. Anyway, leave us a comment below and leave us your thoughts on the matter. Don't forget to subscribe and click that like button. Thank you.